You ever get that feeling that your dinner plate is just on repeat? The same carrots, same lettuce, same old potatoes? Well, what if I told you there's this whole world of incredible, edible plants you could be growing right now, and it doesn't even matter how much space you have? We're going to explore a world that's way beyond the supermarket, one that's just so much richer in flavor, in history, and, biodiversity. For this, we're digging into a fantastic book called Grow Something Different to Eat by Matthew Biggs. It's basically a guide to what he calls weird and wonderful heirloom fruits and vegetables. And what are those? Well, they're these time-tested plants that have been passed down through generations, and each one has its own unique story. So, yeah, prepare to be surprised by what's actually out there.
I mean, let's be honest, it is so easy to get stuck in a food rut. We just buy what we know, right? Whatever the supermarket puts in front of us. But that selection, it's often just a tiny, tiny fraction of what's actually available. And it's usually a fraction chosen because it has a long shelf life, not necessarily for the best flavor or variety. The author, Matthew Biggs, he has a great term for this. He calls it supermarket conformity. It's this idea that industrial food production has really narrowed our culinary horizons. But, there's a growing movement of people who are looking for more flavor, more variety, and a much deeper connection to the food they eat. So let's do it. Let's go beyond that supermarket aisle. It's time to get inspired by just a few of the incredible edibles you could be growing yourself. First up, check this out, the cucamelon. It literally looks like a doll-sized watermelon, but when you bite into it, you get this fantastic, zesty, almost citrusy cucumber flavor. I mean, can you imagine tossing these into a salad or dropping one into a gin and tonic? So cool. And get this, strawberry popcorn. It's an heirloom corn, and its deep red kernels look just like tiny, glistening strawberries. And yes, you can actually pop it. And by growing heirlooms like this, you're not just getting a snack, you're helping to preserve a piece of agricultural history.
And look at this thing. This is a finger lime. When you split it open, the pulp just bursts out in these tiny, jewel-like vesicles. They call it citrus caviar for a reason. Each little pearl just explodes with this tart, incredible lime flavor. It's amazing.
Feeling inspired? I hope so. But I know what some of you might be thinking. That's all great, but I can't garden. Well, this book tackles the biggest hurdles head-on, so let's see how.
This is probably the #1 reason people think they can't grow their own food, right? There's this assumption that you need a huge backyard plot to do anything, but that's simply not true anymore.
The source material is just packed with solutions. You can grow in containers on a sunny windowsill or a balcony. You can use walls and fences to grow climbing plants, like those cucamelons, vertically. You can even tuck edible plants like herbs and lettuces right into your existing flower beds. The bottom line is, any space that gets good light can be a potential garden.
Okay, so what about barrier number 2? Time. We're all busy. The idea of adding hours of weeding and watering to our schedules, yeah, it can feel totally overwhelming. But modern gardening isn't about back-breaking labor. The book offers some brilliant time-saving tips. Using mulch that's just a layer of something like wood chips or straw on the soil, it dramatically cuts down on both weeding and watering. Or planting things a little closer together can actually smother the weeds before they even get a chance to start. Really, it's all about working smarter, not harder. All right, so we've busted the myths of space and time. So where do you actually begin? Well, the book boils it down to a simple crash course that's based on just 3 key decisions. So here's your starting checklist. First, be realistic. It's so much better to enjoy growing a few things well than to get completely overwhelmed. A few pots on a balcony is a perfect start. Second, and this is key, grow things you're actually excited to eat. That excitement is what's going to keep you going. And finally, just observe your space. Most veggies need at least 6 hours of sun. Is it protected from strong wind? A little observation goes a really long way. Once you've decided what you want to grow, you've got options. Starting from seed is, it's kind of magical, and it gives you access to the widest variety of weird and wonderful plants. But if you want a shortcut with a higher success rate, buying young, already started plants from a nursery is a fantastic way to get a head start. There's really no wrong way to begin. So, you've been inspired, you've overcome the hurdles, and you've made your first choices. Now for the final part, and honestly, it's the most delicious part of the entire journey.
This right here, this is what it's all about. That moment you harvest something you grew with your own 2 hands. The flavor, the freshness,
It's on a completely different level from anything you could ever buy in a store. That connection to your food is just, it's powerful.
So you see, this is about so much more than just food. Yeah, it's about peak freshness and amazing flavor, absolutely. But it's also about preserving biodiversity, the mental and physical benefits of just being in a garden, and that pure joy of discovering something new and delicious that you helped bring into the world. We'll end with this really powerful call to action from the author himself. With so many amazing plants out there, why stick to the familiar? The next time you're at a garden center, or maybe you're just browsing seeds online, don't just reach for the same old thing. The question is, what different thing are you going to grow first?